who became the children of God through the baptism, enter the path of new life. Walking the new path requires the map and milestone. Where can we find the map and milestone? The Israelites in the Old Testament had the 10 commandments from God. 1. I am the Lord your God. You shall not have strange gods before me. 2. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. 3. Remember to keep holy the Sabbath day. 4. Honor your father and your mother. 5. You shall not kill. 6. You shall not commit adultery. 7. You shall not steal. 8. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. 9. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. 10. You shall not covet your neighbor's goods. For the Israelites, the 10 words pointed out the conditions of a life freed from the slavery of sin. It was the path of life and the condition of life free from slavery to sin and death. The 10 commandments were not requested by the Israelites, but by God first. It is the loving request of God who wants the Israelites to remain in Him at all times. So, keeping the 10 commandments is the response to God's love. It is the acknowledgement and homage given to God and a worship of thanksgiving. It is cooperation with the plan God pursues in history. Beginning with the Old Testament, the sacred books refer to the 10 words, but it is the new covenant in Jesus Christ that their full meaning will be revealed. When asked by the rich young man what must be done to gain eternal life, Jesus brought up the 10 commandments one by one and told him to keep them first. And when the man said he kept them all, Jesus told him to sell his possessions and give them to the poor, then to come follow him. He also taught that it is not enough to keep the commandment not to kill, and that you must not be angry with your brother. When the scholar of the law asked which commandment in the law is the greatest, Jesus replied that the whole law and the prophets depend on these 2 commandments, love of God and love of neighbor. You shall love the Lord, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. The whole law and the prophets depend on these 2 commandments. Jesus acknowledged the 10 commandments and unfolded the true meaning of the 10 commandments in light of this twofold. The spirit of the 10 commandments is love of God and love of neighbor. Therefore, the 10 commandments should be interpreted in light of the commandment of love, because love is the fulfilling of the law. God teaches us the practice of love by the 10 commandments. Also, the Decalogue forms a coherent whole. Each word refers to each of the others and to all of them. They reciprocally condition one another. One cannot honor another person without blessing God, his Creator. One cannot adore God without loving all men, his creatures. To transgress one commandment is to infringe all the others. What good must I do to gain eternal life? If you wish to enter into life, keep the commandments.